Could Social Security really shut down? Millions of Americans depend on it for their livelihoods, but a shocking legal battle is now putting their benefits at serious risk. A recent court ruling has blocked government access to critical Social Security data, and in response, the Trump administration is making an alarming threat: shut it down entirely. This decision has sparked a nationwide debate over privacy, fraud prevention, and political power. If Social Security were to halt, millions of retirees, disabled individuals, and families relying on these benefits could face financial devastation. In this video, we'll break down exactly what's happening, the hidden motives behind these threats, and what you can do to protect yourself. Stay with us until the end to understand the full impact of this crisis. Welcome to Financial Area, where we bring you the latest financial news that affects your future. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more updates. A major legal battle has erupted over access to sensitive Social Security data, setting off a chain reaction that could put millions of Americans' benefits at risk. It all started when a federal judge ruled against the Department of Government Efficiency, which is currently led by Elon Musk. The court blocked the department from accessing Social Security data, citing privacy concerns over highly sensitive information, including Social Security numbers and medical records. This ruling was a response to growing fears about government overreach and the potential misuse of personal data. The decision has sparked intense debate about the balance between privacy and security. On one side, advocates argue that restricting access to personal information is necessary to protect Americans from identity theft and unauthorized surveillance. On the other, government officials claim that limiting data access will cripple fraud prevention efforts and make it harder to track misuse of Social Security funds. This tension between security and oversight has now escalated into a crisis that threatens the very existence of the Social Security Administration itself. With access to this data now restricted, concerns are rising over how the government will continue to manage benefits effectively. The ruling has also raised broader questions about how much control federal agencies should have over personal data, and whether the government is using fraud prevention as an excuse to expand its reach into private citizens' information. While the court's decision was meant to protect individual privacy, it has set off an unexpected domino effect that is now being used as justification for a dramatic and potentially devastating response. Following the court ruling, the Trump administration wasted no time in responding with an extreme warning. Leland Dude, the acting head of the Social Security Administration, publicly stated that without access to the blocked data, the SSA might be forced to shut down entirely. He argued that the agency depends on this information to verify identities, detect fraud, and process benefits. Without it, he claimed, the system could grind to a halt, leaving millions of Americans without their Social Security payments. The announcement sent shockwaves through the country, raising concerns about whether this was a legitimate operational issue or a political maneuver. Critics argue that threatening to shut down Social Security is an attempt to pressure the courts into reversing their decision, using the livelihoods of retirees, disabled individuals, and low-income families as leverage. The prospect of halting benefit payments has intensified fears that the program could be weaponized for political gain rather than being protected as a vital safety net for millions. For those relying on Social Security, the uncertainty is alarming. While some officials insist that a shutdown would be temporary, there are no clear answers on how long it could last, or what contingency plans exist to keep payments flowing. If the SSA follows through with its threat, it could create chaos for millions of Americans who depend on these benefits to pay for rent, food, and medical expenses. This crisis has left many wondering whether Social Security is truly secure or if it has become a bargaining chip in a high-stakes power struggle. Amid the controversy, the issue of Social Security fraud has taken center stage. The government claims that fraudulent activity costs the program a staggering $700 billion annually, but many experts argue that this number lacks solid evidence. While cases of fraud do exist, watchdog organizations and financial analysts point out that the reported losses seem highly exaggerated and could be used to justify greater government access to personal data. This raises the question of whether fraud prevention is the true motivation or if there are deeper political and financial interests at play. If the Social Security Administration shuts down, even temporarily, the consequences would be immediate and severe. Millions of Americans who rely on monthly payments could find themselves unable to cover basic necessities. Rent, healthcare costs, and essential expenses would be put on hold, creating widespread financial distress. Seniors, disabled individuals, and vulnerable communities would be hit the hardest. And with no clear timeline for resolution, the uncertainty alone could cause significant economic instability. Given the risks, many financial experts are urging the public to stay informed and prepare for potential disruptions. Engaging with local representatives, demanding transparency from government agencies, and ensuring personal finances are secure in case of delays have become urgent priorities. While Social Security is designed to be a dependable system, this situation has exposed just how fragile it can be when caught in the middle of legal battles and political agendas.